Once again, we have a couple lost items that are looking to be found over here at the announcer's booth. So if you've lost something, come see us, and if you can describe what it is, we'll return it.
great group of rookies as we start into our divisions of showmanship. I elect to keep 3 of them over here. I still ask you though, and I went up to them and talked to them just about the little things we could tweak and change, and mostly it's just about kind of keeping them towards the middle, making sure that they always have a good eye on the judge. Some of them did it as we started to push a few of the other pigs over here, maybe just a little bit more stop and go though with their pigs. Give them a great big round of applause. These 5 deserve it as well. We'll rework those 3 in your final division. kept the 2 out of this class, and a good class to work through again. And just about maybe, the animals wanting to kind of compromise with the kids and just want to get a good drive. But they did an excellent job. I ask you please, as they exit, to put your hands together real big for them. Great group of rookies out here. Excellent to work through. As we go through our starter division here, our rookies, and definitely a good group of them. I thought both those classes were good, and I'm one of those judges. I'm not just huge on going up and asking a bunch of questions. I don't, and I didn't necessarily like it whenever I was showing, and some do. And some parents or whoever may be, they like you to ask more questions to their kids, but I don't want to make it a skill-a-thon. I simply want to see them show, and that is all there is to it, because I get a little balled up and nervous whenever somebody comes up to me. Now we get into the seniors, we might have a little different story, but out here we're just going to watch them drive. I think an excellent group of them, and if you would commend all 5 of these exhibitors for what they've done, making sure that they got through their classes. As we look through them, I went and talked to each one of those kids, and I think the same thing could be talked about in here. I think there's a few of them, like the young lady right here, that a little more stop and go. I thought she had good control of her animal within her particular class, but it was just obviously just kind of big and does what he wants to do. She probably just needs to get a little bit more aggressive with him. Young lady there with the white barrow, she's done a good job of just trying to get intense and get that barrow's head up. So many times she'll kind of get caught right up in the mix of them and maybe get a little far forward onto that barrow's shoulder, and he'll want to stop right away, just want to keep him moving. This young man, I thought, did an excellent job just being comfortable. His pace out here is good. He's very comfortable with that pig. He almost follows the pig around. I'd like to maybe see him just get out and drive him and get just a little bit more aggressive with him. But I think he's done a good job, and obviously those two have worked together there at home. The two young men I did not mention yet, I think gets very close between. There's differences. You have to think about where they were in their class, how quick you pinned one of them, and then you know, just as they come back out and how they can maintain. Both of these young people do a good job. The one I thought to me just kind of came out, you know, and just did an impressive job from start to finish about keeping it calm and keeping it collected and just having a pig that maybe does get a little bit ornery at times, but did an excellent job, I thought, of driving the thing. And you give him one that maybe slows down a little bit, different story, but still fought back on a hard-headed one. Young man with the Chester is going to be your champion exhibitor. Young man here to my right with the Yorkshire Gill will be reserved. Congratulations to the whole big group of them. Great, great group to work through.
Your champion rookie showman goes to Branson Hanley. He will be allowed to come back and exhibit in the next category, which is junior.
great group of them, and again, all the way through, and we've got a good group out here. Sort back 3 of them to go ahead and catch a pin. The young man with the Duroc barrel has got him one there as well. Yeah, I think all the way throughout the class. Again, maybe these pigs, some of them know where the outgate is, and so they immediately come out and probably get a little ornery to drive. They do a good job of trying to get them out here, to get them to move. The young lady there with the belted, painted up crossbred barrel got one that his gear's probably a little too fast for showmanship, and she's doing a good job of trying to keep him just slowed down, but so many times he nosedives and just stops. And then whenever I wanted to see her get that long drive, whenever we cleared 2 or 3 of them out there just kind of spinning in the middle of the ring, got to make sure that we do utilize the ring as well. But I think she did an excellent job, and right there on the bubble. So my compliments to the group of them. Give them a great big round of applause, and we'll rework through the 3 that I pinned here in just a minute. keep the 3 of them again. 5 that we've got out. Again, just about getting them out there and getting control of them early. Got one that's a fighter down there and a little fast-paced black belted one. Two of them right here that have kind of jammed up next to each other. I think the Yorkshire Gilt's probably comfortable enough to be a showmanship PA. We just got to get a little more aggressive to get him towards the middle. Great job done by these 5 of them. Give them a good round of applause if you could. We'll exit them. We'll bring those 3 back for your champion division.
I think.
good class all the way again. And I do mean this sincerely with the kids in this age group. But I end up keeping 2 or 3 of them over here to go ahead and come back into this division. 2 of these hogs are just wanting to fight a little more. I think the young lady does a nice job with her bird gill. I'd just like to see her get a little more aggressive to continue to make her way out there and towards the middle. The big pulling gill and that belted gill right there. If we could get a better drive out of them, or the pigs wanted to drive, those kids alone, you can just tell are good showmen. They just have pigs that aren't really wanting to cooperate right now. That's where those 2, I thought, did the best job, just the most comfortable and content out here, and their pigs probably worked the best with them. Give these kids a nice round of applause as they exit. We'll keep 2 of them out of here, and the 2 young ladies out here that are still with me. Again, just about cooperation of the pigs. The Berkshire Bear gets plenty fast whenever he's out here. She's done a good job of trying to maintain him and keep him slow enough We just got to make sure he is. Whenever we first start, young lady works with a guild here that may be fighting a little bit of an injury behind it. So there's times when that pig's a little more stop and go. She does get a nice drive every once in a while across the middle, and then the pig wants to get up and get away from her because she maybe just gets a little too whip happy with the pig at times. But good job again done by the pair of them, and the whole group of juniors have been good. These two girls, a round of applause. juniors are good, and they're real good. And you know, you get down into some of these younger kids, and the focus that they have is unbelievable. Even at 28, I don't have as much focus as what these kids do, and so that makes it you know, extra special. If you're a parent or grandparent, aunt or uncle, friend of the family, whatever it is, of the set of kids that are out here and the ones that have shown previously, even if they didn't make it out here, most of the time it was a cause just simply because the pig did not want to cooperate and maybe just drive for them. I think it gets really close out here, but I do think one of them is just a hammer. I mean, whenever you get them on a stick and you watch them come out of the gate, you watch them leave, and you watch them just continue to drive like they have with a big stout one, and just be able to function the way that they have, get intense, but yet still laid back and comfortable, can just smooth drive the wheels off one. Young man right there in the blue shirt, your champion showman. Congratulations to him. I think it gets a little closer for a second. Our reserve out here, and a few of these other pigs are maybe wanting to give up just a little bit. My reserve showman is very calm, very relaxed, not as intense as what we had in your champion, and maybe that's where to kind of get them beat here. But I did think an excellent job done by the young lady with the spot barrel. She'll be reserved.
In the junior showmanship, your champion goes to Jace Monett. Your reserve champion goes to Jaden Jones. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
be lots of pigs in lots of classes. Obviously, I am going to keep the 3 of them. The young man's got an ornery one there, but I do think it's hard not to call him a good showman whenever you drive one that's a little stubborn. Hard not to keep him in the 3 within his class. And so that's where he catches his pin. You know, not an ideal pig, obviously driving, but man, he did a good job of trying to get him to present himself. 3 good individuals there, but the pigs just cooperated the best. Again, it's just about getting that initial look and the cooperation, I think, and letting the spot guilt did a good job. Again, probably just like to see her a little more often. I think that almost too relaxed whenever you got a big group of them. Once they get kind of jammed up with the group, and a few of these other ones just really kind of a little more stop and go and put their noses down. But good job done by them. Give them a good round of applause here as they exit their first group of our next division. pin the young lady with the Hereford barrel, and then the young man over here with the black gilt. They leave 5 of them out, and I think that have done a good job. Pigs are obviously getting a little ornery. Young lady with the Duroc barrel, I wanted to pin her quite a few times. I just got to see her get a little more aggressive. I do think she's got a barrel that probably could show. I just wish that we get a little more aggressive on the stick to kind of get him out towards the middle like these other 2 did. Give those kids a nice round of applause, though. Great job. Two young people catch a pin. Got a Berkshire barrel that's fast and loud, and you've got a Poland gilt over here that has done a nice job. I think the young man's more or less just kind of followed her. I'd like to see him a little more aggressive, kind of Yorkshire bear that's got a mind of his own down there. But good job done by the group of them. I thought those two, to me, particularly the young lady, had the best handle on their pigs out here. Young man got aggressive enough to get his out of the corner and keep him out of there, and that's what catches him a pin. Give these three kids a nice round of applause. These two will come back. it's tough. I mean, you get to a group of them, and you know that just like the young lady right there, and give her a barrel that could drive, and I think probably be able to catch a pin because you can just tell she's a good showman. I mean, whenever she comes out, barrel's got an ornery young man. I wanted to pin so many times with the big Yorkshire Guild. He got plenty far away from me in the big ring out here. You got to make sure you keep him towards the middle. Need a little better eye contact down of it. These other two, just got to get a better handle on them to get the presentation we're looking for. I keep two of them in this heat that I thought did an excellent job. Give them a big round of applause, though. Well deserved. Very, very hard workers out here. Did a good job of presenting their animals. as we get into some tougher, you know, again, it's just very close. You got the young man out here that's kept his big to the middle, and you know, in the younger drives and the younger people, it is something that we got to work on, just to kind of keep them always towards the middle. In these drives, it's then about getting to the middle, but being able to utilize the ring. I think that's what those three did the best. He does a good job getting to the middle. We've got to make bigger circles and just let that barrel drive. There's so many times that we get to whipping back and forth on him, but he did an excellent job. A young lady right here is Chester Barrow. Kind of gave up on her at times, and we got to keep him wiped down behind. We've got the belted hog, the big spot, and then the painted gilt on the far side. They just need to get out here and probably coordinate it and just work better for him. I did keep the young lady right here with the Berkshire gilt. She's a keep. She'll come back here in your final division. Give these kids a good round of applause. The deepest heat that we've probably had so far, well deserved by the whole group. I'm assuming intermediates. I'm not sure. I don't know that I ever asked the division, but as we work through this particular division, it's been nothing short of spectacular. I mean, these kids, the way that they have worked and just their effort that they have put in, whether they made the final drive or they didn't, just the ability for those kids, like I talked about earlier, to focus and bear down and get after it has been impressive in your intermediate division. Obviously, you got a couple youngsters out here that have worked their way up into this particular division and have done a very good job just kind of maintaining and handling their own. And I think it is a very impressive job done by the entire group of them. And so for that, I ask you to please sincerely put your hands together for the kids that are in the intermediate division. Incredible job. You know, as you're a parent or grandparent or aunt and uncle or friend of the family or whatever it may be, obviously you're going to have your favorite, and it's usually the one that you know. It's just simply my job to come out here and pick the one that did the best job. This is why, and I've said this time and time again at many showmanship competitions, why I do not like judging showmanship is because I don't ever really want to discourage a kid from showing a pig, but I do, I do want to say that each and every one of these kids have done as good of a job as I could have ever thought about doing for being their size and being their age and just being able to get them shown. And from that standpoint, it's hard for me to say, hey, you're the greatest showman ever whenever, you come out here and you just look at so many of them doing such a phenomenal job. I think it does get very close between, 3 or 4 of them out here. And like I talked about earlier, obviously a few of them have waded through their early divisions and made their way back out towards an intermediate. You got a couple of them that probably look like, they're of age and get right into here in the mix and have probably had some success. I think it gets really close between 2 or 3 of them. We've got maybe one of the pigs that want to look back and just not drive. And you've got 2 of them that probably do as consistent of a job as any of them and just keeping them comfortable, keeping them right. And I think from that standpoint, one of them was always in the right position at the right time. They knew exactly where they needed to be. And I mean, talk true stockman. Whenever you just think about their ability to see and look at their contemporaries out here or their competitors, find the whole drive to it, and then making sure that they can get a drive to come to me, a drive to go away, and a perfect profile view every time. I think it's an awesome intermediate group. My champion came to me and I thought did a flawless job. Young man, congratulations to him. For reserve, I think it gets closer, and the one I'm going to use for reserve, I think, again, you just got to make sure we keep them wide down behind. Got plenty close to me quite a few times, and I thought to me, that's what ended up separating them. Obviously, just by size and stature, looks like probably belongs in here, but I mean, does a very, very good job. Just got to make sure that we don't get quite as close so many times. Young man right here with the Hereford gilt will be reserved. Congratulations to him.
And in the intermediate showmanship, your champion goes to Gavin Sinclair, with Ethan Hand taking the reserve champion.
Well, yeah, they gotta. That's like if Tony knows how to listen. If Tony doesn't know, then he won't be any good on it. Tony has to know.
You know, as you work into senior showmanship at the county level, sometimes they've either finally made their way into being a senior, or they're right there and it's their final year or two, or maybe just the last go round for showmanship. And you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You got pigs out here that, for me, maybe just didn't want to cooperate quite as well as what we had in the 4 that I keep over there. 2 classes, and we'll probably keep that many at least out of the next class as well. My compliments to these exhibitors that are out here, the Chester Bear and the Spotted Bear there, maybe getting a little fast paced. The same thing with the young ladies on the far side, both the young ladies with the spots there, having maybe just a little bit challenging of a time. That young man did a nice job with his bluegill to kind of keep it around here towards the middle. It was just kind of hard to find him whenever we had those other 4 out here. Just kept getting jammed up too much in the mix of them. You can definitely find him now, but just a little too stop and go with that gill. Give these kids a great big round of applause. I don't know if it's their first or last time that they'll be in senior showmanship, but well deserved. Good job done to each and every one of you.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I gotta get right there. You're good. Oh, I guess that's huge.
Do you want to do it?